I said at the end of my popular MMOs video that I was considering doing a video on just Eleni's channel, and people in the comments are suggesting that I should, and were asking where it was, so here we are. Before we start, I just want to say thank you to all the people who watched my video, commented, liked, and subscribed. I expected my popular MMOs video to get like 10 views and be bombarded with hate comments, but the feedback was actually really positive, and it turns out that I wasn't the only person who was concerned about the situation. So again, thank you to everyone who watched my video, and especially to all of you who ended up subscribing. I'm happy that I can make content that people enjoy. Okay, so the reason I want to look at Eleni's channel is because she struck me as a pretty suspicious person the first time I saw her. I got a very bad impression from all of Pat's videos, so I wanted to see if she's like that in her own content. And her content is weird, but not the good weird. Right off the bat, you could see some questionable videos. I get the impression that she is still trying to flaunt, and ironically is staying pretty consistent with that. You could immediately see that her content is that, hey, look at all the fun things I'm doing. The first question I want to ask is, what is her demographic? Who is she making this content for? You would assume that it's for kids, as she does come from a kids channel, but upon closer inspection, you'd see that there are videos like these, which makes me think that that's not the case. Except it is. She is a kids channel. Tell me, who would watch Sticky Slime Everywhere, The Pool is Lava Challenge, Eating Gold for 24 Hours, We Ate the Hottest Wings, Cloud vs. Impossible Obstacle Course, and Making a DIY Cloud? If you said children, you are correct. Her channel is still targeted at kids. She is very clearly making content for kids, but yet her comments are enabled, and to add insult to injury, her videos are monetized. If you don't know, channels made for kids under the age of 13 cannot have comments enabled. It's YouTube's way to stop pedo bears from talking to kids. You aren't allowed to monetize the videos either. Young kids don't know the difference between the video and an ad, so they will willingly sit through the whole thing. By having both of these means that Eleni is making content for kids, but checking off that it's made for ages 13 and up. I don't know how you guys see it, but to me that is just wrong. But okay, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she doesn't know that her content appeals to kids, with its bright colors, excited faces, and all caps words. Maybe she just doesn't know. Except she does. If you watch the video, you will see that she is clearly making content for kids in the way that she talks and acts. So that's my first point on Eleni's channel. She is fully aware that she is making content for kids, yet has comments enabled and monetization. On top of this, there is another problem here. So videos made for kids can't have comments because of the pedo bears, but do you think that the people who watch this are the same age as the people who watch this? Of course not. Now, when you have demographics like this merging, it gets worse. You don't want to open up the possibility of something like that happening, and having content like this is only opening up that possibility. So that's the first apparent problem. Eleni's content is made for kids, but she is checking it off as for ages 13 and up, not only making money off kids who don't know the difference between the video and an ad, but also increasing the vulnerability of kids to online pedo bears. Now, of course, with kid-centered content comes bad content. And people always give commentary channels a bad rap for being lazy, but I believe that the laziest YouTubers are the vlogging kids content YouTubers. At least I learned something from commentary. The reason I say this is because Eleni's videos are long, and it's due to a lack of editing. Now, I know that a video can be long and well edited, there are tons of examples, but Eleni's videos are filled with unnecessary scenes. She doesn't really know how to start a video either. Personally, I think that the first minute is everything. Within those 60 seconds, people should have a clear idea of what the video is about. It sells the rest of the video. This is why people hate long and drawn-out intros. Ironically, it's used for watch time, which is what Eleni is probably trying to do for that sweet, sweet ad revenue, but there isn't anything that makes me click off a video faster. Her videos start with her talking, either to the audience or with another person. This is a video where she plays Animal Crossing, and including the intro, it takes her 56 seconds before Animal Crossing is even on screen. Let's compare that to PewDiePie's video on Animal Crossing. 3 seconds. It takes 3 seconds. This just proves that Eleni is making a video to make as much money as possible. If you don't believe me, let's look at the ad count for some of her videos. Now, YouTube has actually removed the ability to see ads on desktop, but on mobile you still can. So here's the Animal Crossing video with 5 ads, Eating Gold with 4 ads, a Cloud video with 3 ads, Pool is Lava has 6 ads, Cloud again with 4 ads, What's in the box? 5 ads. And slime, 3 ads. Now, if you want an example of what a good YouTuber's ad count looks like, Nika Higa uploaded an hour-long podcast, and it has 2 ads. 2. Maybe if you followed in the footsteps of Ryan, you wouldn't have to have 6 ads, because people would genuinely enjoy your content and rewatch it. Ellen really likes the spotlight. I don't know how many of you remember Ant Farm, but if you do, think of Eleni as Lexi Reed. She thinks that she has to be in the spotlight at all times, and I get that it's her channel, but I feel like sometimes she gets too carried away. One reason I say this is because when she joined popular MMOs, there was suddenly a face cam. If you have been watching that channel for years like I have, you'd know that Pat and Jen never had a face cam unless they're reacting to something, like those try not to laugh videos. So it's odd that right after she came about, Pat got a face cam. And Pat has accused Jen of looking at a screen in the past, meaning that they were close enough to have a face cam, but they didn't. Probably because neither of them wanted to be the center of attention. The fact that she's always trying to show off with her outfits, especially with outfits like this. Okay, this isn't okay. If you're making content for kids, why are you wearing this? This is in front of little kids, and I'm afraid that this will be a bad influence on them. And the fear is further solidified by all the comments telling her that she's perfect. People are idolizing this. Kids are idolizing this. Now, look, if you're an adult, you could dress however you want, obviously, but if you're going to put yourself in front of kids, no, if you're going to be in front of kids regardless of whether or not you want to be, you shouldn't be wearing stuff like this. Another thing Eleni does is flex. I shouldn't have to explain how flexing is bad content. It makes the people in the videos just look like idiots because no one really cares. There are videos where she will try her hardest to flex. As someone who grew up with popular MMOs, it is nothing but sad to see one of the YouTube legends go down such a path that they have resorted to flexing to maintain their image. It's even sadder to think that this will eventually give them a worse reputation. Just wait till all your fans grow up and discover diesel patches. It won't be easy. That reminds me, the comments are just... These kids have already been bamboozled by this witch. The comment section, which let me remind you shouldn't even be there in the first place, is just littered with comments praising her. There are people talking about how she's perfect and is just the greatest person ever. If you scroll down the comment section, it's just sad to see how many people who legitimately think that she's a good person after everything I just explained. Remember that gold eating video I mentioned? Well, the comment section is just filled with people who talk about how, quote-unquote haters called her a gold digger and now she's eating gold. Haters. Eleni is a gold digger. Eleni eats gold for a day? Me. Okay, that prob wasn't intentional, but what a queen. That was my exact intention. Omogo. That was her exact intention? I shouldn't have to explain why that is bad. How about instead of trying to play a game of one-upping the competition, you come out and explain that you aren't a gold digger and clear your name? I actually think that some of her videos are meant to be responses to her so-called haters. She'd rather be petty than apologize for her mistakes and try to start over. And keep in mind that when I say apologize, I mean to just come out and say, hey, I know I haven't been the best lately, and some people don't really like me, so I would like to start over and improve my content and become a better person. You know, actually come forward and address that what you have done might not have been that good of an idea, instead of trying to play into these petty games. That is probably the best way I could put it into words, but hopefully you get the point. Eleni is a queen! All her haters are just jealous. Question. Jealous of what? Jealous of eating something known to cause cancer? Yeah, that's real. The gold spray she used is known to cause cancer, and she just put the label out there. That's irresponsible. Eleni, if I can't trust you to do the right thing, what makes you think that a 7-year-old would use this responsibly? This is just one example of the immaturity that is shown in her content. So, on one of Eleni's newer videos, I left a comment saying that it was sus, and to my surprise, Eleni actually responded saying, "A grand monkey, why? Haha." Now, I'll explain why I commented that in a minute, but first I want to talk about what it sparked. I showed it to my friends on Discord, and one of them actually responded with something interesting. He brought up a comment that said how Pat hasn't been uploading as much, and that he had removed Eleni's channel from his channel listings. And sure enough, he has. Also, Eleni doesn't have his channel listed either. A couple of Eleni's videos have had her brother instead of Pat, In fact, the last time Pat was in a video was the We Ate the Hottest Wings video, which was uploaded a month ago. Now, if you look at Pat's channel, Eleni hasn't been in his videos either. Just Jen. And the last time Eleni was in a video was 2 months ago, although a couple of days ago it did say a month ago, so I guess Eleni just posted after Pat, but it seems like something has happened. Pat has explained that he's a workaholic. He says that in one of the videos I looked at last time, and Eleni is still uploading regularly despite all this school stuff that she does. So clearly it's not a matter of not having the time, and it's not the pandemic either. They have both been together during quarantine and even made a video where they went to Target at the height of the virus. They aren't afraid to leave their homes. Now, what happened? Well, I think that maybe Pat finally realized that Eleni was a negative influence and is trying to cut ties. He didn't look too terribly happy in the McLaren video, nor the videos he made regarding the hate messages, so it's possible Pat just stopped talking to her. She wants attention, and someone like that could hurt popular MMOs. Although the one thing that could throw a wrench in this is Pat and Eleni, their joint channel. How would a split affect this? And the answer is, it wouldn't. They still upload on this channel. They actually uploaded a video very recently, and I do have a reasonable answer on why they aren't collaborating outside of this channel. One word: business. They need to upload. That's their job. It's way easier to cut someone out of videos when they aren't the main focus of the channel, but when their name is literally in the channel name, it becomes a bit harder. Cutting Pat or Eleni means cutting the people who watch them, and given that Eleni likes money and Pat likes making content, it would be incredibly foolish to ditch this channel. It's a source of income. Wow, doing that made me feel a little like MatPat. Oh, and I guess I should also bring up the possibility that my video was seen. Although small, there is a chance that Pat saw it and actually listened to what I had to say, unlike some people. I did point out the fact that Eleni could lead to the downfall of the channel, and when did I upload it? Oh, a month ago! So, while I was making this video, Eleni uploaded another video titled "Don't Judge Me Without Knowing Me." Looking at the thumbnail really worries me. Wow, okay, so if you can't tell, Eleni is wearing her scrubs for sympathy. She knows that she has haters, and at this point she knows why. She knows that her audience is made up of children that have already proven that they're willing to believe anything she says. This video is bad. Let me just say, Eleni, you may have your main demographic fooled, but as the son of a healthcare worker myself, I can see through you like a pair of reading glasses. Let me explain. She expresses that she helps those who need it. Now, I do not have a problem with helping those in need. My problem begins when you talk about it in a video titled "Don't Judge Me." What I gather from this is that she is using the fact that she helps those in need to boost her own image. She is taking advantage of the fact that kids aren't smart enough to know that good people don't just do good for no reason. By putting herself in this light, she is trying to get kids to believe that she is a kind-hearted person with no flaws. Now, I learned a very important lesson in creative writing. No one is 100% good. And Eleanor here is trying to trick people into thinking that she's 100% good. This is just disgusting. It would be one thing if it was titled "What I'm Going to School For" or "The Job I Have," but no, it's titled "Don't Judge Me Without Knowing Me," implying that she is using it to make herself look good. And that is what I have a problem with. Next, COVID-19. Of course! She expresses that our hospital has necessary precautions to protect people from COVID-19. Every hospital does. Her job has very little to do with COVID, as she says that she is only involved when she is helping people who have recovered from it. So it doesn't make sense that it takes up almost half the video. My question is that if your job doesn't directly deal with COVID, why are you talking about COVID? And do you expect me to believe that you genuinely care about the situation when you joked about giving it to people? Bringing reference of a current pandemic to an audience who are too young to fully understand it is just sick. We find out by the end of the video that it was just an update video. So again, my question is, if you're making an update video, why are you in hospital scrubs talking about what you're doing to avoid COVID, instead of actually giving an update for your channel? It isn't until the last 2 minutes where she actually starts to update her channel. This is something you could do in slacks, and she chooses scrubs. Let me just remind you that the video is titled "Don't Judge Me Without Knowing Me." Lastly, profit. This video is monetized. Why would someone who is talking about COVID monetize a video? She is talking about how she helps those who have been in accidents and spends almost 3 minutes talking about COVID precautions. Does that sound like a video that should be monetized? With 3 ads! The title is what sells it for me. The title has absolutely nothing to do with the video. At no point does she bring up the fact that she has been judged by others. To me, this is an attempt at making those who have criticized her feel bad because she helps those in need, because she works through COVID. Saying don't judge me while talking about how you work in a hospital, that's just, no! I refuse to believe that she did this because she wanted to share what's happening in her life. What I do believe is that she realized that people are criticizing her for being stuck up and a little snobby, and also only worrying about herself and blaming others for her mistakes. She would rather hide behind those who actually do good instead of addressing those mistakes that she's made and apologizing for them. Even Pokimane apologized for what she has done, but no, Eleni would rather use a global pandemic to boost her own image. I fail to see how someone could like a person who does that. Eleni, no more lies! And Pat, what is the price of your blind eye? Eleni has no integrity. If she was really a good person, she wouldn't be making a monetized video on hospital work. Why does Eleni need to record the fact that she's doing good deeds? That's not doing good deeds, that's wanting attention. Hey, okay, so while editing this, I realized that a couple of you might try to compare Eleni to people like Mr. Beast or Mark Rober, who are always doing these good deeds, but the difference, which is a pretty big difference, is that Mr. Beast and Mark Rober, their content, their channels revolve around those good deeds. You know, innovating, helping other people, that's what their content is. Eleni's content is not that. She doesn't do this. If her channel revolved around, you know, helping people or donating money or, you know, talking about COVID, then it would be fine for her making a video like this, again under a different title. But the fact that her content doesn't revolve around it, it just doesn't make sense. Also, don't compare her to the 2 guys who helped plant 20 million trees. Now, if Eleni is such a good person, where's the donation box? If you're gonna talk about COVID, you could at least have a donation box. Or is it because you know that your audience isn't even old enough to earn allowance? This is just a way for her to make her haters, or as I call them, people with functioning brain cells, feel bad. I received tons of hate comments on my other video, but you don't see me telling them not to judge me because I donated blood once. Or threatening to call the authorities on them. And I want to go back to when she responded to my comment. It was a comment on this video, the don't judge me crap. Did I tell you that she hearted it twice? Oh, but wait, there's more. The comment isn't hearted, which means that she hearted it and then realized what I really meant by it and unhearted it. You cannot tell me that she isn't aware of this. You have to do monetization and age group verification for a video manually. She is fully aware of her intentions when making the video, when editing, when uploading, and when replying to comments. My final conclusion is that Eleni isn't a good person. She is a vile person. She is manipulative and will distort her public appearance to make herself look good. On top of this, she is not hesitant to go to the length of making a whole video about how she works in a hospital, hiding behind a global pandemic to protect her image. She would much rather do that than be upfront about her mistakes and apologize for what she has done to make people upset. She doesn't care about the well-being of others as she jokes about giving COVID to people, publicly displays a product that is known to cause cancer to dang near 136,000 kids, encourages speeding and competing with other drivers, and she has also committed the worst crime of all, misnaming a game of Smash Bros. And through all of this, there are still people in the comments calling her a queen. The comments that shouldn't even be there in the first place. On top of all of the ads on her videos, even the one discussing COVID. If you still think Eleni is a good person and you look up to her, let this overused dead meme guide you.
Stop it. Get some help.
There are tons of better people to look up to. Here's a few. That's pretty much it. That is what is wrong with Eleni. That is why I don't like her, and that's why I said I had a very suspicious impression of her in my last video. Speaking of which, although there were a lot of positive comments, there were those who were refusing to listen to the video, and they questioned me on things I thoroughly explained in it, so I'm just going to respond to every hate comment with something absolutely random that has nothing to do with the video. Like Olive Doyle. Something to confuse them. I've learned that you can't win an argument with these people because of how close-minded they are, so I figured it would just be more fun to mess with them. Thank you for watching. I know it took a little while for this video to come out, but I spent time rewriting the script so that the video was as good as possible. Again, thank you to all my new subscribers and those who left comments asking when this video was coming out. It really helped me to make this video. My sub count is increasing by a rate that feels like I gain a new subscriber every day, so I'm really happy that my content is getting out there and entertaining people. So with that being said, sub and like if you liked this video, maybe check out my Twitter, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully in a happier video.